Wow, that came out. Wait for it. Don't you hate when that happens? Anyways, Wargamers, welcome to another episode of Rules You Got Wrong. This is a response to the Tauu versus Ork Planetstrike battle report that you guys loved so very much. I'm sure you did. I loved it. Playing it more than watching it, because when you edit it, you watch it like 5 times. Anyways, let's get in the comments. So be fit. Or is it Mini Wargaming Dan or Mini Wargamer Dan? Or mayhaps Dan the Man? I accept all names among those, not the stupid names, but all these names, yes, great. I don't even know what kind of other names you would call me, except Dave. Everyone loves Dave. I'm Dan, guys, I'm Dan. Mini Wargamer, Winnie Wargaming, or just Dan the Man. Okay, Marshall Gotan. Yay, Dan has defiled an ultramarine dreadnought. Much love to him for that. Well, I do what I can. Macho Mouse. Did Dan roll leadership for that large squad of orcs? No, because in Stranglehold on Planetstrike, all the defending infantry is always fearless, no matter what. So, no need to ever roll for leadership when you're on the defending side of Stranglehold. Bumpo. Some of those battlesuits are legally configured. They only have 3 hardpoints. I saw many configured with 4 hardpoint options. Not sure if it's just for looks, but yeah, definitely no bueno. And there's other comments in relation to this one. But yeah, it's honestly, I'm still not, I was reading the codex. I can't remember exactly what he brought, but it was definitely legal. Owen does know what he's doing, so most likely he just modeled them to look the best, but there was his commander in there, which can take more options as well. And yeah, to be honest, I wasn't 100% sure when I was doing the voiceover, and you know, in order to talk to Owen, it's kind of email, so you have to wait maybe a few days to get it, and I just wanted to get it done and out for you guys. And so, unfortunately, it was a bit unclear there, but everything was legal. So, not to be worried about that. Akuza. Stop me if I'm wrong, but a vehicle can only shoot at a single target, and so Owen couldn't have had his hammerhead burst cannon shooting at separate targets as they are a secondary weapon to the hammerhead. And thanks for people in the codex, or people on the comments helping with this, because they refer me to the codex on page 31 in the Tauu Armory, because the hammerhead can take any Tauu upgrade target lock. The target lock identifies potential targets and plots fire plans to counter them, granting the vehicle gunner far more choice about the targets to be engaged. Each weapon on the vehicle may fire at a separate enemy unit if desired, subject to normal line of sight rules. So, split attacks. Looks like a super heavy. It's tricky Tauu. Rated Lex 66. Dan, how can I trust you? Beard, no beard, now beard. How did it come to this? That just reminded me of King Theoden in Lord of the Rings. When he's like in Helm's Deep and the Uruk-hai are like breaking down everything and it's just like no hope, and he's like, how did it come to this? Or maybe that's before the siege starts. Anyways, he's all depressed and like, how did it come to this? And he's just like in there putting on his armor. So yeah, I don't know. That reminded me of that. I just thought I'd go off on a tangent there. End of digression. General Cross. With the Firestorm, you can roll 2d6 and use the highest roll to penetrate vehicles because it is ordnance. Yeah, we forgot about that. Good to know for next time. Never forget there's ordnance, because I love ordnance. My boom guns are ordnance. So I always remember the 2d6, take the highest. But sometimes we forget Firestorm is also ordnance. I guess it's just the non-familiarity with Planetstrike, because it's not played all that often. But it's in there now. Chalk Cake. You can't assault the turn you come on. Yes, you can. No, you were probably referring to my Storm Boys, And first of all, when you deep strike in Planetstrike, you can't assault the turn you come on. Like that's a special rule. But sorry, it wasn't as clear, but they actually came on from the board edge. And so otherwise I would have specified it differently. And so they're fast enough. I figured there's only, a 33% chance they come on the way other side of the board. And so he was on this side, and there's people, they came on, they jumped over the hammerhead, and they landed right there. And so they just move on the side. And when you move on a board edge, you can assault the turn you come on. There's no rules against that. Actually, it's encouraged. Demon Hound 63. Doesn't the Fusion Blaster immobilize the Battle Wagon? He rolled 4 on glancing against open top vehicle, AP1 weapon. Doesn't matter because it was wrecked by a railgun later in the turn. Well, you might be right. We calculated weapon destroyed, but I guess I didn't rewatch it. So maybe I got the videotaping wrong when I was editing, or during the turn we both agreed that it was weapon destroyed. So either it was a mistake on our part, or it actually did blow up or get wrecked. In that case, actually the railgun would have been able to shoot at something else and maybe shoot at a bastion. And so that might have actually made a big difference. So got to remember that open topped plus, and then the AP1 is +2 on a glancing. So whatever you roll, it stays the same. Brian 6488. I don't think your Power Claw guy is allowed to attack the vehicle if it was in base contact with the Fire Warriors at the start of close combat. Well, here's how initiative works. When you reach your initiative, you have to attack whatever you're in base contact with. If not, then you're allowed to attack anything that a model within 2 inches of you is in base contact with. And so he originally was set up to kill the Fire Warriors. But by the time it got to his turn, his initiative order, all the Fire Warriors were dead, and there was one boy in base contact with the Devilfish within 2 inches of him. And so when it was his turn, even though I intended for him to attack something else, when it came to him, there's no rules saying if you were in base contact with something before it became your initiative, you're no longer now allowed to attack. It just came his turn. It was an option for him to attack the vehicle, and so he did. It worked out well for me. I'm not gonna lie. It was very convenient, and luckily everything was set up great. But it's something to plan for maybe next time because of how effective it can be. But actually, I'm not sure if we rolled for flechettes on that one. Oops. Well, the defender player didn't. Owen didn't catch it, so I'm in the clear, right? Right? Yeah. No, I'm a terrible person.